Yeah.
Sounds like you don't have a driver's license.
I don't.
Sounds like you've
I don't have a driver's license.
Well,
Sounds
so if
like
you want to
you
get the
can't
maximum
drive.
performance out of your vehicle, if you have a flex fuel vehicle, that means that you can use E85, which is basically just corn juice. But the reason why you can get more power is because you're able to put more gasoline per unit of air. So normally with gas, you're going to do like a 14.7 to 1 ratio of gas to air. But with E85, you can actually do like, I think it's like a 9.7 or 7 point something to 1, which means you're going to have a lot more gasoline in there, which means you
Why
can have a
can't-
lot more power.
Well,
And the
tell me
nice thing about
this.
E85 is that it has a lot of water
Sure,
just naturally stored within it, which means that it'll actually, one, keep your engine more cooler, but two, you can pump a lot more air into the system as well. So E85 plays very nicely with turbocharged units. But because you have more fuel in there, you're going to be able to have a lot more power because obviously, you have more fuel, right? More kilojoules to combust compared to gasoline. So yeah, if you're able to run E85, I'd highly recommend it. It costs less per gallon of gas. However, you use more of it. However, I hear that the cost advantage is still about the same. The only issue is that you're gonna have to fill up your gas tank a little bit more because obviously you're using more fuel.
Why is it that I can't put unleaded in the truck? This is some bullshit.
Because it's illegal. All right, you said leaded or unleaded?
Unleaded.
Oh,
I can't put that. I can't put the low tier in. I have to put the mid tier because of the ox mouth.
what unleaded? What do you mean?
Pardon?
God. You said you can't put unleaded in your car. That's like saying I can't put gas in my car. What do you mean?
I have to put the higher grade fuel.
Oh, like the 93 or like the 91 or whatever it is.
Yeah, I have to put mid tier or higher.
Yeah. Okay. So the reason for that is
I
you're
have to have higher octane and content. I mean, I could get it, but then I have to buy the octane
Yeah.
shit and pour it in the gas tank. It's just
Yeah.
my truck doesn't like
That's
hills when it has
powered.
unleaded in it.
Yep. So the reason why you have to put the higher number in is because the number is basically what's called a knock rating. So what happens is that if your gasoline doesn't have a high enough knock rating, whenever your piston comes up and compresses all of the air and the fuel, if your fuel isn't treated right, the fuel will just spontaneously combust due to the heat from all the fucking pressure. So you have to have a certain level of knock rating for that to not happen. So whenever you have like an 83, that's a lower knock than if you were to have a 93. And the reason why you have to put 93 in your vehicle is most likely because you have a higher compression engine, and whenever you have those higher compressions, the risk of the early detonation happens.
Yeah, because whenever I'm going up a hill,
Early detonation.
Yeah.
whenever I want to go up a hill and I'm going slow, it sounds like my engine wants to throw rod straight to the stress. I just had a stroke. Oh my god, stratosphere. Uh-oh.
Oh. Can you type backwards? Check.
Speech impediment coming out. Make fun of me.
Yeah, so that's why.
Base.
It's a resistance to detonation.
Well, I just started putting better gas. I hate the cost, but I don't make
Yeah.
it doesn't make that noise no more.
Yep, that's why you have to do it. Yeah, because whenever you're because if you're going up a hill, your engine has to work harder to move the vehicle, right? Just makes sense. And because of that, it has to use like more fuel. But because you put more fuel in there, it starts knocking. Which, by the way, if I don't know how much you know about engines, but whenever it's called a stroke cycle, right? So your piston will go up and it'll come down. What happens is that as it comes up and compresses all of that fucking air and fuel, the spark plug goes off at a specific time to perfectly get in sync with the crankshaft to push the piston back down with like optimum like ignition and velocity and all that shit, right? But what happens is because it's detonating and knocking, the explosion happens before your spark plug goes off, and in worst case scenarios, it'll go off before your piston's even all the way at the top to come back down. So basically, your engine just wants to suddenly run in reverse, which can break a lot of shit.
Misfire at that point.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what happens. But yeah, it's yeah, your engine will no likey.
I gotta tell you right now, I don't think you're gonna have PB this run.